Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be discussing on how to buy a gaming monitor. In this video, I'm going to give you a 5-point priority checklist which will help you buy the perfect gaming monitor for you without wasting a single rupee. So let's go. So the first and the most important thing is screen size and resolution. This decides how sharp your screen will be and how comfortable you're at your desk. For the purposes of this video, I'll be assuming a 2 to 2.5 feet distance, which is pretty standard when you're keeping a monitor on a table. So based on this, stick to this rule. For a 24-inch monitor, go with 1080p. For a 27-inch monitor, go with 1440p. For a 32-inch monitor, you should be going with 1440p or preferably 4K, because at that screen size with that viewing distance of 2 to 2.5 feet, you'll start to notice the difference between 1440p and 4K. At 27-inch, avoid 1080p. There are a lot of monitors in the market that will give you 1080p resolution at 27-inch, but at this screen size, you'll start to notice pixelation. So if you want to stick with 1080p gaming, then definitely you should choose below 27 inches. Maximum go for 25 inches, but 24 is the sweet spot for 1080p gaming. Next is panel type. Now this controls your color accuracy, response rate, and viewing angles. So there are three main technologies out there for monitors. So the first one is VA, vertically aligned. IPS is second, in plane switching, and the third is TN, twisted pneumatic. If you're doing competitive gaming, then go for TN. This has the fastest response time, but it lacks in color accuracy as well as viewing angles. So this is the trade-off. If you're looking to play more of cinematic games or story-driven games, then go for VA panels. They have the best contrast ratio, so you'll have deeper blacks, but color accuracy does take a little bit of a hit, and it has slower response times. So ghosting can be an issue over here. If you're planning to do competitive gaming as well as play story-based games, then you'd want the best of both worlds, which is IPS. So with IPS, you'll get color accuracy. The contrast ratio will be less than a VA panel. The viewing angles will be better than TN or VA. And you'll get fast response times as well, but not as fast as TN. Ghosting can be an issue with IPS panels, so it depends which brand you're going with. For ghosting, here is a test, a UFO test that is generally done, and you can see if your panel has ghosting issues or not. The third is response time and refresh rates. You'd want at least 120 Hertz or 144 Hertz of refresh rate, but there's a catch over here. If the refresh rate is higher, it doesn't mean that the response time is low. Both are independent of each other. There is no correlation between them at all. But generally what happens is monitors that have higher refresh rates tend to take care of fast response times as well. Now over here, you should look for a metric called GTG, gray to gray response times. Now how the companies measure it is by taking 0 to 80% how much the pixel changes. It's never 100%. So whatever the company is showing you, 1 ms, 2 ms, 3 ms, the real time response time will always be 20 to 30% higher. So take this with a pinch of salt. For real gray to gray response times, 1 to 5 ms is ideal. Anything beyond that and you will start experiencing ghosting. There are some overdrive settings as well in some of the brands. So do check that setting, but don't overdo it, because if you do overdo that, then you'll have inverse ghosting issues. That means white trails. So you need to pick the sweet spot as to when you have minimum ghosting issues and you don't have any of the inverse ghosting issues as well. Just skip monitors that say 1 ms MPRT. It doesn't really have any correlations to GTG timings. Fourth, adaptive sync. Now this is very important as it keeps your screen synced with how many frames your GPU is delivering to the monitor. Now this matching is important. This basically avoids any screen tearing or stuttering. So this feature you definitely want in your monitor. Now there are two main technologies over here. The first one is AMD FreeSync. It works with both AMD as well as NVIDIA GPUs. And for NVIDIA specifically, there's G-Sync. Now with G-Sync monitors tend to be a little more expensive because they have to pay a licensing fee to NVIDIA. So if you want G-Sync, then those monitors will be a little bit expensive. If you're on a budget, then G-Sync compatible is good enough. You don't need to go full G-Sync because again, those monitors will cost higher. Finally, you have brightness, contrast, and pixel pitch. Now for brightness, you should aim for somewhere around 250 to 300 nits. Anything below that wouldn't be suitable, and anything above that is obviously good. So if you have bright rooms, try to go for 300 nits. If you have control over your room lighting and you can control as to how much light is being projected onto the monitor, then 250 nits should be just fine. As far as contrast ratio goes, with IPS panels, it's pretty much fixed at 1000:1. And for VA panels, it's fixed at 2500 or 3000:1. So as I said before, VA panels do have better contrast ratios. Now, pixel pitch is an important metric if you are stuck between, let's say, 2 or 3 monitors that you have to choose between, and you should choose the monitor which has the lowest pixel pitch. Now, pixel pitch is basically the size of the pixel. So the lower the pixel pitch, the better the clarity will be. So you'll have a clearer picture. So if you want the best monitor for your budget, just follow this order and you'll narrow down on which monitor is the best one for you. Drop a comment if you want personalized monitor recommendations.